Broadcasting live on Spreaker.com, this is What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe, the man who was hit so many times in the head during his soccer years that he decided to become an actor. Hey, if it worked for Vinnie Jones, it'll work for me, right? Anyway, we have a man here who strikes fear into the hearts of goalkeepers everywhere. Your host at the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everybody. Today is our very first live broadcast of What's the Score. Not only is this a milestone for the show, but also our 10th episode in show history. And they said we'd never last, Game Master Scheibe.
I didn't have any doubt. Before we welcome in our first contestant today, we'd like to encourage all of you to go check out our social media pages. On Facebook, you can find us at What's the Score, and on Twitter and Instagram at WTS Sports Quiz.
If you want to play our games on air, you can email us by going to WTSSportsQuiz@gmail.com or visit our social media pages and click on the pinned post at the top of each page.
If you ever miss a show, you can find it in a wealth of places: Spreaker.com, iTunes, Stitcher, The College Tailgate, The Sports Quotient, and Sports Radio America. Just type What's the Score in the search bar and click on the latest episode. Also, if you think this show is worth at least $1, why not donate to our Patreon account? Just search What's the Score and donate today.
Let's meet our panelists this week. First up, from the Big 920 WOKY in Milwaukee and the public address announcer for Marquette University and the Lakeshore Chinooks baseball team, please welcome Dan Pfeifer.
Thank you very much, sir. I think depending upon which era of Hollywood squares you remember, I might be becoming the Whoopi Goldberg or Jim J. Bullock or Paul Lynde, if you will. But good to be back for my third appearance. And excited to go up against Mitch again and meet a new panelist as well.
Absolutely. Next up, a perpetual JV collegiate golfer, professional writer, and a contributor at Bucksketball. It's the man that loves second place. It's Mitch Vomhof.
Thank you. Glad to be here. I do have to disclaim, in honor of Kanye West's new album, all of my comments today will be exclusively available on Tidal. So I'm going to have to ask everyone who's listening to please go get your Tidal subscription right now.
Well, hopefully they'll submit those in time. And finally, a new panelist. It's been many weeks in the working, but finally we have her here. And she is an intern at ESPN Milwaukee. She claims to be the future wife of Aaron Rodgers and is a recovering chocolate and coffee addict. It is Megan Landvatter.
Thanks, everyone. Good to be here. I'm excited to be on the show finally.
All right, welcome to the show, panel. While Mitch is the king of second place in our panelist showdown, we hope that maybe Dan or Megan can finally dethrone his second placedom. But if it ain't broke, why fix it, right, Mitch?
Yeah.
You got nothing for that?
No.
Okay.
Something, bad teams.
Something
right about the
dark
box.
Side. Perfect.
Something, yeah.
All right, panel. We're excited to have each of you here with us today, and we look forward to your questions later in the program. Before we get to that, however, we have a contestant ready to play our first game.
Joining us on the phone to play Quotable Context is Will Carroll from Indiana. Welcome to the show, Will.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Very good, Will. All right, Will, you are going to be playing our first game called Quotable Context. Game Master Scheibe will be reading you 5 quotes from this week's news, and you must identify the context of each quote. If you answer 3 out of 5 questions correctly, you will win our prize, a What's the Score t-shirt. Now, if you do get stuck on a question, Will, you are allowed to ask one panelist for help on only one question, so make sure you choose wisely. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
All right, here is your first clue.
I'm just going to be honest. If you don't like French toast, waffles, bacon and eggs, pancakes, etc., we're going to have a tough time being friends.
That was what Houston Texans star saying that if you don't like breakfast, you don't have a chance of being his friend.
That was J.J. Watt.
Yes, that is correct. The man that loves breakfast, they say it's the most important meal of the day, and J.J. Watt is living proof of that. All right, Will, here is your next quote.
I was knocked out on my feet the first time I got hit.
That was what UFC fighter talking on Ellen this week about how badly she actually was hurt during her last fight against Holly Holm.
That was Ronda Rousey.
Yes, that is correct. Nicely done. Rousey letting the media world know that she was a little bit more knocked out than what she led on to during the fight and was possibly more delusioned, and that's probably why the fight went the way it did.
That's better than Kimbo Slice and Dada 5000, who appeared knocked out before they got into the ring.
Yes, it looked like they were doing a few shots or something before the fight, and ended the way it did. I watched the highlights of it, if you can call them highlights.
There were highlights?
ESPN tried to make you think there was. All right, here is your next quote, Will.
It's like Kanye West has taken over as manager of the team.
That was a soccer reporter's thoughts when asked why what popular English team continues to lose games.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Given the context, I'm going to say it was Manchester United.
Yes, that is correct. Nicely done. If your team is being compared to having Kanye West as your manager, you know you have to reevaluate. But it sounds like Manchester United is going to be hiring Jose Mourinho and the summer transfer time, so hopefully they can turn things around without crashing and burning too fast.
But when does Mourinho's mixtape come out?
Ooh, I haven't seen a tweet about that yet.
This is the important thing. These are the important discussions, as far as I can tell, at least, surrounding.
No, that is
soccer.
incredibly true. Okay, well, here is your next quote.
No one is better than Harbaugh.
That was a newly committed athlete, Christian McCaffrey, telling the world that he will be playing his college football at what school?
He'll be playing at Michigan.
Yes, that is correct. Go Big Blue. McCaffrey, the son of former Denver Broncos wide receiver Ed McCaffrey and Connor McCaffrey from Stanford. He's not even a senior in high school yet, and he has already signed a letter of commitments to play for Big Blue and Coach Harbaugh. All right, here is your final question. Let's see if we can go for perfect, Will.
I think one thing I learned that she should have learned a long time ago is that you have to learn to lose before you can actually win.
That was former UFC champion Brock Lesnar offering advice for what UFC fighter that lost her last fight.
That would be Ronda Rousey again.
Yes, that is correct. Ronda making 2 appearances this week. Yes, Lesnar made comments saying that, well, if Ronda didn't appear in 10 movies a year, she probably would win more fights. So some fighting words between the two, but it does beg the question, Lesnar versus Rousey. That would be a fun fight to see. We've mentioned weeks ago about Jesus versus Conor McGregor. This is another one we might want to see as well. Game Master Scheibe, how did Will do on our quiz?
Will got 5 out of 5 correct. That's a perfect score, and he's a winner.
Congratulations, Will. Nicely done.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Looks like we're heading to our first break now, everyone. But when we come back, our panelists will have their first crack at showcasing their knowledge of this week's sports news. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz, broadcasting live on Spreaker.com.
Hey everyone, this is your host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
And I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. On our break, we'd like to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors, Ticket Liquidator. Ticket Liquidator is one of the world's biggest online ticket marketplaces.
When you call Ticket Liquidator, you can find sold-out tickets to the biggest events on the planet. They offer a huge selection of tickets at 15% lower cost than their competitors. Their fantastic call center has live agents available 7 days a week. Call them today at 855-839-7889.
Ticket Liquidator is a multiple award-winning company, including Deloitte's Fast 500's fastest-growing company in Connecticut. Call today and find tickets to the next big game. Call 855-839-7889 to have access to over 4 million tickets to over 83,000 events worldwide. That number again is 855-839-7889. Hey guys, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Did you know that you can listen to us on a lot of different platforms now? Yes, you can. Go and check us out on Spreaker.com. You can download our podcast on Stitcher and on the iTunes App Store. You can also find us on thesportsquotient.com and on sportsradioamerica.com as well. Just about anywhere that you can look for great radio programming, you can find What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Go and check us out today and tell your friends.
Coming to you live from Milwaukee, this is What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe. This week, our panelists are Mitch Vomhof, Megan Landvatter, and Dan Pfeifer. And here's your host at the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everybody. It's time now to see just what our panelists are capable of doing. As we mentioned earlier, Josh, Mitch, the king of second place. I think it's time the king is finally dethroned this week, but we'll see if we get to that point. All right, Mitch, we'll start with you.
All right.
So start with the king. Why not? Second is the best.
First
is the worst.
Miss.
All right, Mitch. This week marked the 15th anniversary of what legendary NASCAR driver passing away?
That's going to be Dale Earnhardt.
Yes, that is correct. One of the most notable figures in the NASCAR world, it seems, just like yesterday, that Earnhardt was zooming around the track, although Junior has done a pretty good job, though, carrying on his father's legacy as well.
All right, Dan, you're up next. Tim Tebow put on what type of special event this week for special needs students?
Oh, boy. Let's see here. The temptation is to say a passing clinic, but let's remember, we're talking about Tim Tebow. Ouch. Any chance I could have a semblance of a hint?
Let's just make sure that you have the corsage and your dress and your tuxedo and that she's home by midnight.
I think that's plenty of a hint. He put on a prom.
Yes, he did. Tim Tebow put on a worldwide prom for special needs children. There were millions of hearts around the world that instantly melted as soon as they heard about Tim Tebow, proving that once again that he has an incredible heart. Only, though, if Tim Tebow could only be as good of a quarterback as he does give to charity and help those in need, he'd make Tom Brady look like Johnny Manziel, honestly. All right, Megan, first question for you as your time here as on the panel is now beginning. Since Kobe Bryant is retiring at the end of this season, his friend Dwayne Wade decided to go and buy Kobe a year subscription to do what while he's in retirement?
A year subscription to do what? Subscription, not
subscription,
membership?
Not a membership, no. It's something that you subscribe to.
Subscribe, sure. God, I don't know. Some type of magazine or something? No?
I can give you a hint if you'd like to.
Sure, give me a hint.
He might binge watch House of Cards.
Ooh, Netflix.
Yes.
Wow. Look at that.
Dwayne Wade, being a wonderful friend, decided to go out and help Kobe Bryant. No longer will Bryant have to rely on the Netflix credentials of his cousin's ex-boyfriend's sister's friend's dog to help keep up with the Kardashians or Love It or List It. Wade decided to help out a good friend by buying him a year of Netflix.
I always pegged Kobe as more of a Narcos guy myself, but
I wonder. Okay, yeah, I don't know.
I'm totally sure that Kobe didn't have Netflix and couldn't afford it before.
And that's the thing I was thinking about too. I'm like, I feel like he's got like the Netflix Premium or whatever that you can watch on like multiple devices at one time. Like, and that's what, $10 a month. But
hey, man, there's no Netflix in the gym. Come on, come on.
He could even order the Netflix where you get the DVDs in the mail.
Oh, that's right. You could do that with Netflix. Wow,
Quickster.
Ooh, I like it.
Well, we're heading to a break again. Our second contestant hopes to blow us all away in our new game, What's the Weather? Don't go away. You're listening to What's the Score? The sports news quiz, broadcasting live on Spreaker.com.
Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz.
And I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe.
If you enjoy listening to What's the Score, we encourage you to go and listen to us on all the different platforms that we're available on. You can find us on Spreaker.com,
Sports Radio America,
The Sports Quotient,
Stitcher,
and on iTunes as well. Go and download our podcast today and let us know your thoughts. A review never hurt anybody. Hey guys, this is Baxter, the host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Want to take a minute to remind all of you to go and check us out on social media. You can find us on Facebook at What's the Score, the sports news quiz, on Twitter at WTS Sports Quiz, and on Instagram at WTS Sports Quiz as well. And if you enjoy the whole hashtag game, like some of us like to do, hashtag goals, hashtag believer, hashtag, I don't know, I'm running out of hashtags. Anyway, use the hashtag What's the Score on Twitter and Instagram and check out some of the other exclusive content that we do as well. Connecting all of us one smartphone at a time.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm Josh Shivey, your game master. We've got some great panelists this week, Dan Pfeifer, Mitch Vomhof, and Megan Landvatter, and they'll have the opportunity to show their prowess in just a little bit. Before that, though, here's the host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Coming up, we put our panelists to the test in our Name 5 Panelist Showdown. If you'd like to play our games on air, why not shoot us an email at wtsportsquiz@gmail.com, or you can find the links to our contestant forum on our Facebook and Twitter pages.
Playing our next game, which we've decided to call What's the Score, is Grant Coppersmith. Welcome to the score. Welcome to the show, Grant.
You know who you are. Welcome. Yes. How are we doing,
Thank
Grant?
you. It's going good. Going great.
To the weather.
All right, Grant, you're going to be playing our game called What's the Weather, not What's the Score, although I do appreciate the another plug from you, Game Master Shivey. Thank you. In this game, you will be being quizzed on 3 different weather-related beings, and you must tell us what question is related to who. Your 3 options for the questions that you'll be given. You have to tell us if it's either the Weather Channel, former baseball relief pitcher David Weathers, or retired boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Ah,
I
you're
understand.
following
I
along now,
understand.
okay.
I understand.
Correctly answer 3 out of our 5 questions, and you'll win our prize, a What's the Score t-shirt. If you get stuck on a question, Grant, you are allowed to ask one panelist for a hint, but you can only do that one time, so make sure you choose wisely. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
All right, here is your first question. The hint for this one is career began in 1982.
I'm going to go with the pitcher. I can't remember his name.
Weathers? No, that is incorrect. The Weather Channel launched in 1982. Then, even though it was founded in 1980, it officially launched in 82. Mayweather didn't start until 93, and Weather started in 91. Still plenty of time.
Okay.
Here's your
I
next
can get on
question.
the board still.
Yeah, you've got plenty of time. Here we go. Next question.
Your second clue hails from Atlanta, Georgia.
Can I get a hint from a panelist on
Yes,
this
who
one?
would you like to ask? You have 3 wonderful panelists, Mitch, Dan, or Megan.
We're gonna ask Mitch just for fun.
Mitchie V, what do you got for Granny C over here? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, man. It's real hard to give hints about 3 different...
You just have to give them the
oh,
answer
sure,
to the,
yeah.
to the first one. As you'll notice in your notes, the other ones are irrelevant. We just need to know the first one.
Well...
10 seconds.
Oh, geez, I'm on timer now? Oh.
Live radio, everybody.
Yeah, live radio.
That's the beauty of live radio.
Oh, we're going to say there's a whole lot of people involved in this one.
Does that help you with your answer?
Gonna go with the Weather Channel.
Yes, that
then?
is correct. 1 for 2. All right, Grant, here's your next one. This hint has the moniker Stormy.
Stormy.
Do you need the options again, just so you know, or are you?
No, I know the
feeling
options.
Good? Okay. Has the moniker Stormy.
I'm gonna go with the pitcher again.
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct. David Weathers. Mayweather is related to more so as Money and Pretty Boy and Time Warner. I knew I was going to say that by labeling it TWC. Cable. Yes, the Weather Channel.
Don't listen to Time Warner Cable for your weather.
Yes, that would be bad. No, their moniker is Amazing Out There, or Where You Get Your Weather Matters.
Good to know.
The more you know.
All right, here's your next clue. Has had dealings with the Showtime network.
With the Showtime network.
I'm gonna go with Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, that is correct. Nicely done. The Weather Channel is owned by NBC Universal, and Weather's nothing that we know of. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can go 4 for 5 this week. Here is the final one. Once fought Carlos Rios.
Gonna go with Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, that is correct. Didn't know if we could trip you up. You never know. Baseball, they like to hit each other times.
The Weather Channel.
I was afraid it was gonna be a trick question.
The Al Roker Carlos Rios fight was amazing.
Al got him with the right hook and then brought him down with a thunder. Oh, anyway. All right, Game Master Shabby, how did Grant do on our quiz?
Grant got 4 out of 5 correct. He's a winner.
Nicely done, Grant. Thank you so much for playing. All right, panel, it is time for some more questions for you. Dan, we'll start with you, sir. Green Bay Packers wide receiver James Jones revealed this week that he proposed to his now wife at what restaurant?
Ooh, another one that seems to be leaving me a little bit clueless here. I will again ask for a hint.
You can't fight their cheddar biscuits.
This would also be a restaurant then that is referred to in a Beyonce song. It would be the Red Lobster.
Yes, that is correct. According to Jones, he placed the ring box in the basket of cheddar biscuits when it was brought to the table, and then when his wife took back the napkin, she saw it and immediately started crying and realized that they only had 3 biscuits and she would not be able to share with him. No, it was a beautiful situation.
I personally would be disappointed if there wasn't the 4th biscuit there. Those are good.
They're very good. Yeah, see, when I proposed to my wife, I had rose petals rain from the sky, and I had someone come out and sing Etta James at last. Wow, I was so off. Holy cow.
You romantic, you.
I know. Well, it wasn't cheddar biscuit good, though. I mean, that's great.
Next time,
now,
the cheddar biscuits rain from the sky.
Exactly.
And there's someone singing
like,
the Beyonce song.
Exactly.
And then it's perfect.
Exactly.
I got to write that down. Hang on.
Please, yeah, please, somebody get on that. All right, Megan, we've got a question for you now.
Megan, the Phoenix Coyotes had to sign an emergency goalkeeper this week. How close to their game starting?
Yeah. Definitely okay. How close to their game starting?
How long before the game started?
Right,
Yes.
right.
Contract in hand, signed him up.
I don't know. There's got to be rules about that. So,
You'd think.
I don't know, like an hour before, more, 3? No. I don't know.
You're so close. I'll give you one more try. You've tried 1 and you've tried 3.
So 2?
Yes, there we go.
All right.
Yes, 2 hours before the Coyotes took the ice, they went out and signed Nate Schofeld, whose day job is a banker. The Coyotes won the game, though, and they rewarded him with a championship belt for all of his great performances during the game.
I don't even need to go to college anymore. I have my education right here. So.
Exactly.
That's kind of the same reason I hang out outside of NBA arenas a lot, like immediately before games, just in case.
Oh, that makes sense.
I bring the Nerf hoop and just show my talents, display my skills.
A little bit of history. This is actually a fairly common thing. In fact, hockey teams have to have an emergency goalie in the area of the arena. It's been known to happen in history that people have actually been called out of the stands to be a goalie for a hockey game.
Yep, I've seen that before too. Or I think there was one time where it was it the goalkeeper coach himself, or something like that. It was like they both goalies got hurt or suspended or something. Like, you're in, get after it.
I feel like that should be illegal. Like, there needs to be.
Just in general?
No.
Why does
No,
it need to be illegal?
because that just sounds like dangerous and like I don't know.
Presumably this isn't just a dude. Like, this guy's probably a goalkeeper
He probably
previously,
played,
right?
Well,
yeah.
but I mean, like if you're, I don't know.
This isn't
Isn't
literally.
there, like, rules?
This isn't literally me coming off the street
Exactly.
to play
yes.
in a game.
No, he's probably in their system. They probably had.
well,
they
yeah,
probably
this
worked it.
guy, but I mean, I don't know. All right.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right,
Sorry,
Mitch. No,
move
you're
on.
fine. You're fine. Mitch, question for you. To celebrate Valentine's Day this past Sunday, a Dutch soccer team decided to replace their normal children mascots, the kids that walk out onto the field with them, to start each game with what?
Oh man, could I get a hint on this?
They went to Victoria's Secret.
Like pretty ladies in lingerie?
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Really?
Lingerie models.
I might get into Dutch soccer after this.
Leave it to the Dutch to take something that children traditionally do to a whole new and exotic level.
Whoa.
Yeah. Crazy enough, the team with the models actually won the game as well. Fun fact, though, fans of the Cleveland Browns and Detroit Lions are reportedly preparing a bid to Roger Goodell to have this now adopted by the NFL.
It would be the only reason the Browns or the Lions would be watching.
Exactly. I mean, if they won, though, for the Dutch team, they'd be like, hey, we have the models. Why not? Maybe we can win that game. So you never know when it comes to the NFL and soccer.
Well, it's time for another break, but don't worry, we'll be right back, and our panelists will have another chance to answer some questions about this week's sports news. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz, live on Spreaker.com.
Hey guys, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. If you enjoy listening to What's the Score, why not go and donate to our Patreon account today? That's patreon.com. Search for What's the Score and donate today. You can get awesome t-shirts, before the show shout-outs, and so much more. Tell your friends about us. Hey, if you donate, we'd be happy to give you a shout-out and even have you come on the show and play a game or two with us as well. Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Want to take a moment to let all of you know that if you enjoy listening to What's the Score, you can find us on thesportsquotient.com. Go and check out thesportsquotient.com. Check out and see how you stack up against the rest of the sports world by taking one of their S quizzes. You can also check out the Fantasy Guru section, and for those of you stat geeks out there, they've got plenty of things for you. Plus, check out all the other great content that they have on their podcast section, like this very show right here, What's the Score? Attention all sports radio fans, yes, I'm talking to you. Go and check out the official sponsor of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. That would be Sports Radio America. If you enjoy all kinds of great sports talk, go and check it out today. You can listen to the BG Sports Show, Sunday Gridiron, Pros in the Paint, Major League Diamond, the College Credit Hour, 2 Up Front. Oh, and What's the Score, the sports news quiz. You're not going to want to forget about that. And for those of you that love ABA basketball, listen to their ABA on SRA Game of the Week right here on sportsradioamerica.com. And now, back to more What's the Score craziness.
Welcome back to What's the Score, the sports news quiz, and thanks for listening in. We're broadcasting from the VLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Megan Landvatter, Mitch Vomhof, and Dan Pfeifer. And here, once again, is your host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. As we continue to roll on with our show, we want to remind all of you that you can find our show on Spreaker, iTunes, and on Stitcher. Go and give us a listen and even write us a review if you'd be so kind as well. It is time now for our last slate of questions for our panelists this week.
Megan, starting with you. Nike announced they are dropping boxer Manny Pacquiao after he did what?
After he made anti-gay comments.
Yes, that is correct. And I quote, he said, "Gay people are worse than animals." Pacquiao claims that he's just following what the Bible says about what gay people are referenced to, and also said, I'm just telling what the Bible says. We believe God, and then we should honor the word of God. He says he's happy with God on his side.
You know what I learned this week, too, about Pacquiao? Is that he is like a senator or something in the Philippines. Yeah.
Yeah, like he could low-key become like the president of the Philippines, and I think that's great.
Really?
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So.
Wow, why was that not a question this week, Josh? Jeez.
I don't know, you wrote it.
You get what you pay for. All right, Mitch, question for you. Lindsey Vonn and Ronda Rousey are trading in their sports gear for what new look in the latest SI magazine?
They are dressing up in body paint for the swimsuit edition.
Yes, that is
SI.
correct.
That is... I don't know if you're typecasting me, but that's 2 questions about ladies and not a lot of clothing that I've answered. I'm not...
Blame the intern. Anyway, ironically enough,
that's not
though,
me, man.
Yes, ironically
I didn't ask
enough,
for this.
What are you going to do? I
don't know.
Yeah. Ironically enough, though, Game Master Scheibe, on the back page of the magazine is a picture of Mitch and you, both in body paint, doing the exact same thing.
Well, hey, man, a paycheck's a paycheck, right?
Exactly. You get what you... got to pay off student loans somehow.
I got a lot.
I actually was lucky enough this week to be in New York.
Yes, that's
where
right.
They had the Sports Illustrated Swim City
Please,
event
give
and
us
got
a
to meet
30-second version of this.
Got to meet 7 of the models, including 2 of the cover models, Ashley Graham and the one that isn't Ronda Rousey, Haley Clausen.
Oh,
and it was
I feel like you'd remember it if it was Ronda.
It was a spectacular time. My wife's favorite is Erin Heatherton now because she was tremendously sweet. And if you're ever in New York around the time the swimsuit issue comes out, make sure to stop out to that party.
How did you get in? Were you just like, hey?
It was a public event. Open to the public and free. And it was a lot like a lot of the preseason baseball events that you see around the country where everyone can just walk in and get signatures. And that's what we did. Bought a magazine and met a bunch of the models.
Sounds like fun.
My life's pretty good.
Well, Dan, the last question goes to you. The Kalamazoo Growlers baseball team is letting fans vote for what type of image to be featured on their jerseys.
It's funny you mentioned that because the Lakeshore Chinooks play the Kalamazoo Growlers. I am the PA announcer for the Lakeshore Chinooks, and I have called games at Homer Stryker Field in Kalamazoo. They are going to wear jerseys that have emoji on them.
Yes, that is correct. The jerseys will have up to 25 different types of emojis on them. Right now, the leading candidate is the eggplant emoji or a collection of face emojis. Personally, though, I'd rather see either the unicorn or the taco emojis.
Give me that 100 emoji all day.
The $100 bills.
One of the games I called last year, we almost scored 100 on Kalamazoo. Oh, that's another story.
Maybe that's why they're looking for new
Shots
promotions
fired.
then. Be like, we need to keep fans in the stadium by wearing outrageous apparel.
Well, folks, it's time for me to break up the fun once again, but when we come back, this week's final contestant will be playing another new game, a foul little thing called Unnecessary Refness. I'm just kidding. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys, so don't go away. This is What's the Score, the sports news quiz, broadcasting live on Spreaker.
Hey everyone, Baxter Colburn here for What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Want to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors, Sports Radio America. Go and check out sportsradioamerica.com today to find the latest shows about the sports world. You can listen to What's the Score on their network. You can also catch great shows like Pros in the Paint, Sunday Gridiron, the College Credit Hour, 2 Up Front, the BG Sports Show, and oh so much more. Go and check them out today, sportsradioamerica.com. We appreciate their support and yours as well. Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz.
And I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe.
If you think you are smart enough, or smarter than a 5th grader, and want to play our games on air, you can either come by the studio or you can call us, but there's a few different ways you can get a hold of us.
If you'd like to email us, you can do so at wtssportsquiz@gmail.com.
Or for you social media savants, head over to Facebook, What's the Score, the sports news quiz, or Twitter, WTS Sports Quiz. Now back to the action with myself and Josh Scheibe.
Welcome back, everyone. This is What's the Score, the sports news quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe, your game master. Our Name 5 panelist showdown is coming up, but first, we have our new game, Unnecessary Refness. Here to get the game going is your host at the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everybody. All right, we are very excited about our next game. We've got a new contestant on the show, Josh.
We do indeed. Playing our next game is Simon Mitchell from England. Welcome to the show, Simon.
Hey, good evening, everybody. How are we all?
Fantastic, Simon. Now, I have to ask you, you're from England. Where exactly in England are you located, sir?
I'm in Norwich on the East Coast.
Norwich, okay. Now, are you a fan at all of any American sports teams, or are you more so of a British side of the world of things?
No, I've got the San Diego Chargers in the NFL.
My goodness.
I've got the White Sox in the baseball.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
You're very well versed then. Okay. Well, Simon, as you may or may not know, referees in sports are the real deciders of how games play out. One wrong call or misread of a play could cost the team a championship or a last-second score. Cue Fail Mary comments here. Anyway, with all the crazy things that happen to refs, we thought that a game about some of the best/craziest stories was in order for you.
Correctly answer 3 out of 5 questions, and you'll win our prize, a What's the Score t-shirt. If you get stuck on a question, you are allowed to ask one panelist for a hint, but you can only do that for one question, so use your hint wisely. Are you ready to play, Simon?
I think so, yeah.
You sound so confident. All right, here is your first question, Simon. During an amateur soccer game in Argentina, a ref handed out a red card. How did the receiving player respond? Did he A, sit down on the field and refuse to leave, B, went to the sidelines, pulled out a gun from his bag and shot the ref, or C, took out a Sharpie from his sock, grabbed the red card, signed it, and then threw it at the ref?
Oh, I remember this. This was in the newspaper this last week.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's probably the worst answer, where he actually he got his gun and he shot the referee.
Yes, that is correct. I mean,
do we applaud that?
I don't know. I mean, it's
like it's the right answer. Yeah, well, totally. But
let's just move on. All right, next question here for you, Simon.
At the Super Bowl this year, the head ref was branded with what nickname? A, the hot ref, B, President Obama's twin, or C, the big-nosed ref?
I have no idea. I can't even remember. The Super Bowl. It was that boring.
True.
You know,
you do have a hint if you want to use it.
I do have a hint. I'm pretty sure it's not Obama's brother.
Okay, I can't tell you one way or not.
Yeah,
so.
Let's take the hint, shall we?
Okay. Would you like to ask Mitch, Dan, or Megan for your hint?
I think I'm going to ask Mitch.
Mitch.
Mitch will be my surname. Mitch being Mitch, you can't.
Simon Mitchell.
Oh, sure,
Mitch
yeah.
It's like it's like your brothers almost. All right, Mitch. What can you do for Simon Mitchell?
I'm going to say he has a very defined muscular upper body about him, and that was noticed.
I think that'll be the big-nosed ref, will it?
No, that is incorrect. He was the hot ref. That's what they were calling him. He was the hot ref. Yes, he's as Mitch said, he has a very defined upper body. And
I thought we were talking about his nose.
Could have, if you
I could have specified, I guess.
I guess so. All right, here is your next question. During a recent soccer match in women's soccer in Spain, a player claims that a ref said what to her during the match? Was it A, told her that she was too fat to play soccer? Was it, B, told her that she had great calves? Or was it C, he asked her if she'd want to go on a date with him after the match was over?
Oh. I'm absolutely stuck on this. So it was a men's football or it was women's football?
It was a women's football match, and there was a male ref, and he either said to her that she was too fat to play soccer, that she had great calves, or he asked her to go on a date with him after the match was over.
Oh, let's go on a date.
Yes.
As a guess.
Yep, that is correct.
Baxter, I think you just got asked out.
I think so. Wow, Simon. I mean, my wife is in the room. Goodness, I don't know if we should be talking about these kind of things. All right,
There's
Simon.
several thousand miles between us. She doesn't need to worry.
A couple time zones. It's totally fine. All right, here is your next question, Simon.
A mother at a hockey game was not pleased with the refs and did what to let them know her frustration? A, she walked out on the ice and started hitting the ref. B, she took out a hockey puck from her purse and threw it at the ref. Or C, she grabbed the fan's coffee next to her and dumped it on the ref.
This is hockey. There's only got to be one answer. Somebody's got to have got into a fight on the ice.
Yes, that is correct. To make matters worse,
way to settle anything.
I know. To make matters worse, this was a youth game, and she now has three assault and battery charges filed against her by all three refs that she was hitting on the ice. All right.
Was she using her handbag?
Probably. All right, Simon.
No, it was just one of those fights where they just pulled the jersey kind of over the head and swing a little
bit.
It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. She grabbed her son's stick and just beat them all. All right, here is your final question. After a player disputed a red card being given to him by a ref in Brazil, how did the ref stop the player from arguing with him? Was it A, he slapped the player in the face? Was it B, he pulled a gun from his pants and pointed it at the player? Or was it C, gave him a $100 bill and told him to leave the stadium?
You've got something going on with referees and guns.
It's not my fault. It's the news.
Yeah, no, the referee actually did pull the gun on the player.
Yes, that is correct.
I'm noticing several themes in the show today.
It's the
and
South
I don't know
American
what's going on
soccer
here.
world. I don't know what it is. It's either you get shot or you have a gun on you.
Guns and scantily clad women. Welcome to an American sports radio talk show.
Oh, hey! All right, and Ronda Rousey. All right, Game Master Shabby, how did Simon do on our quiz?
Simon got 4 out of 5 correct. He's a winner!
Congratulations, Simon. Thank you so much for playing, sir.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Well, the moment you've all been waiting for is almost here. Stick around and listen to our panelists duke it out on the Name 5 Panelist Showdown coming up right after the break. You're listening to What's the Score live on Spreaker. Hello all, I'm Josh Scheibe, your game master here at What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. Thanks for listening in. I may not know much about sports, but what I do know about are our social media pages. Check us out on Facebook at What's the Score, or Twitter and Instagram at WTS Sports Quiz. Thanks very much for listening.
Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. Do you enjoy sports trivia just about as much as I do? Well, if you do, go and check out thesportsquotient.com, one of the many places that you can listen to What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. Not only do they have a killer podcast section, but they have some of the best sports quizzes on the internet that I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of things, especially in the sports world. Go and check it out today and see just how you stack up against the rest of the sports world. That is thesportsquotient.com.
Hi everyone, I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe.
And I'm your host, Baxter Colburn.
Hey, if you think the show is worth at least $1, why don't you go to our Patreon account?
We'd be very grateful if you donate to the show. That's how people like Josh and I stay employed, or pretend to be employed at least. Thank you so much for listening to What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. And now, back to more sports trivia action.
Hope my check's in the mail. Hello and welcome back. Thanks for listening to our first live broadcast of What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe. Our panelists have been warming up for their final showdown while they scramble to return to their seats. Here's your host of the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everybody. We've had a fantastic show so far. We've had contestants from England. We've talked about people getting shot. We've talked about lingerie. Wow, anyway. With all that being said, though, it is now time for our Name 5 Panelist Showdown.
Our panelists will be given 4 topics in which they will have 10 seconds to name 5 people, teams, places, or things related to the sports world. Each panelist will have the same category. However, they cannot repeat answers. 1 point is awarded for each correct answer.
Okay, Master Scheibe, can you give us the scores, please?
Our panelists are all tied with 3 points apiece.
Really?
Hey.
Wow, nicely done. All right, well, we will start with Megan. Ladies first this week. Our first topic will be naming 5 current NFL tight ends. Naming 5 current NFL tight ends. Megan, are you ready with 10 seconds on the clock? And begin.
All right. Andrew Corliss. Oh my goodness. This. I know more than this, I promise. The guy.
Oh, she got one.
It's too much pressure.
How is it pressure?
I don't know. Once they say them, I'll be like, obviously.
Okay, well, Dan is up next. Dan, are you ready?
No, but okay.
Okay. That's all I need. On your mark, get set, go.
Rob Gronkowski. Jeremy Stevens. I'm going to start naming retired guys. That's the problem.
Oh, he got one. Who's Jeremy Stevens?
He probably was a tight end at some point.
He played for Seattle.
This last year?
Before, I don't know if it was
Current.
last year.
He was dating Hope Solo.
Oh, that was Doug Baldwin, I thought.
No.
Oh, wow.
No, it was not. Sorry.
I don't have a goof. Do you want to switch? I think maybe you
I don't have
should
a goof
host.
for that one, so
Tony
I'm going to shut you down.
Gonzalez.
Yeah, right.
Bubba Franks. No.
Dick Buttkiss.
Jeremy Shockey.
Ed West.
Mark Chimmer in a hot tub.
Well,
anyway. All right, Mitch. 10 seconds for you.
I'm not. Okay.
On Mark, get set, go.
Oh, we've got Antonio Gates, Travis Kelce, Martellus Bennett, Eric Ebron.
You got 4. Wow, nicely done. Jimmy Graham? Nobody Jimmy Graham?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I prefer to name retired Seahawks tight
I
ends.
only talk about relevant tight ends.
Oh, true. Not underperforming. All right, Dan, we'll be starting with you now. Round number 2, you'll be naming 5 college conferences. College conferences. Man. On your mark, get set, go.
The Atlantic 10, the Sun Belt, the Big East, the Big 10, and the ACC.
Nicely done. He got all 5. All right, Mitchie V, are you ready, sir?
Well, as ready as I'll ever be.
All right, and begin.
We've got the Big Sky Conference. We have the SEC. We have the Pac-10. That's what I got.
3. All right, he got 3. All right, Megan, are you ready?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
And begin.
All right. Has the Big East been said?
Yes.
No?
Yeah, we got the
All
Big
right.
East.
Well, then I'm out. I got nothing. I don't.
What about where you go to college? Wow. The Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference
yes,
and Wisconsin Lutheran College.
Baxter, yes, that's what I was about to say. Just ran out of time. So.
Just missed it.
That's
okay.
The timer gets us all.
Exactly.
Nearly. Okay. All right. Round number 3. Mitch, we'll start with you. You'll be naming 5 sportswear brands.
Oh, okay.
You understand what it?
Yes.
Everybody knows what we're going for with that. Okay. On your mark. Yep. Get set. Go.
Nike, Adidas, Reebok, Under Armour, Puma.
Boom. He got 5. So now that the big ones are off the board, we can clap for Mitch too if we want to. Yeah,
no, that's okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry
pay the bill this week. The audience only claps for 3/4 of the show. All right, Megan. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
You said Under Armour?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't have to be notable.
Yeah, I know, but those are the ones that are coming to my mind.
All right, Dan. To be fair, I did pull a list. There's like 35 to 50 possible answers. Just
yeah, but does anyone really care about those?
Some of them on the list you might. All right, Dan.
Just wait till some of the ones that I start to name that you don't care about.
Go.
Tenel 360. It's a baseball brand.
Yep.
Umbro.
Yep.
Diodora.
Yep.
CCM is a hockey brand.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Oh, we got 4. Yeah, you could have also said like UGG or Champion or...
They make boots.
They're still considered a sportswear. According to Google, they are a sportswear.
Weird.
Don't.
Well,
blame
Tom
Google.
Brady wears them, so.
I mean, obviously. I'm
no,
still
we
waiting
said
for
sports brand.
Oh. All right, Game Master Shabby, what are our scores going into the final round?
Mitch has 15 points, Dan has 13, and Megan has 4.
All right, well, we'll start with Megan, just because, so she can spoil the fun for everybody else. Your final round, Megan, you will be naming 5 non-animal NFL mascots.
Okay.
Are you ready? Begin.
Okay, so we have the Warriors. We have the Rockets. Wait.
NFL.
Oh.
Sorry, here, start. Do it one more time. Start again.
Oh,
sorry.
I should have been listening. Okay. Sorry, I got it.
That's why you going anyway. Okay.
I got it this time, don't worry. We're good.
NFL.
Got it. Okay.
And go.
The Patriots, the Packers, the Buccaneers, the Cowboys, and Chargers?
Yes, there we go. She got 5. So who's in second place, Game Master Scheibe? Is it Dan?
That would be Dan with 13 points.
So Dan has 13. He's 2 behind Mitch. Is that correct? So
That's
he needs
correct.
2 to tie, 3 or more to take the lead. All right, Dan, are you ready?
Yes. Now, I have a question. If I do not want to refer to a certain nickname because I feel it's not necessarily appropriate, can I dance around it?
You can. You can say the first name of the team
Okay.
if you'd like to.
All right.
On your mark, get set, go.
Washington, the 49ers, the Jets, the Giants, and the Steelers.
There we go. Yes, he got 5. Nicely done.
Okay.
Game Master Scheibe, what does Mitch need to tie and or win?
Mitch needs 3 points to tie and 4 to win.
All right, Mitch, you know what's at stake. Let's see. Can he finally overcome his second place
staring at me.
All right, here we go. 10 seconds on the clock. This is for all the marbles in the jar. And on your mark, get set, go.
Oh. We've got the Vikings, the Chiefs.
Ooh. Game Master Scheibe to Divey. What is our final score this week?
Dan is the winner with 18 points.
Yes, nicely done, Dan. Snuck it out at the end.
Who finished second, by the way?
That would be Mitch.
Oh,
with
Mitch,
17
yeah!
points. Thank you. Hey, at least he's consistent.
Exactly. Consistency is the key. Before we do our final reads, everybody, Megan, first of all, what did you think of your first experience on What's the Score this week?
You know, I got to prep on this Name 5 stuff. I think I just need to become well-versed in life.
In everything.
In every conceivable sports topic?
Time,
okay.
Yeah.
In fairness, Name 5 is the toughest part of the game.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
don't
like
think
so much pressure.
It's one of those things where it's like you're going
Kill
throughout
ya.
the show, you're like, oh, this is fun, I'm having a good time. It's like, oh, Name 5 next. You're just like, why am I here? I understand.
And a lot of like fantasy football leagues, you don't even have to draft a tight end anymore. So that category
Wait, what?
gets.
That's
Why do
a
you play in
bad
those
fantasy
leagues?
football league.
I'm in a league where you have the option for either a tight end or a wide receiver at all 4 of the positions.
Okay.
So asked me about tight ends, and
Okay, well, that's good to know. Now we
Jeremy
know Game
Stevens.
Master Scheibe. Okay. Mitch, what are your thoughts on how this show went?
You
this
know,
week?
really, I'm colorblind, so gold and silver are the same color to me. That's fine. I'm okay.
Another medal.
We'll make it.
Another medal on the
exactly.
stand, another
It's something I
trophy.
can melt down and sell. It's fine.
Once again, you got to pay student loans somehow.
I got a lot of debt, man.
Exactly. All right, Dan, and finally, thoughts from you, sir.
Great to be back on top again, and I think I'm the first 2-time winner of the show. I'm not sure about that, but
We'll have to check the
We'll have to
tape,
check the
but-
leaderboard. Yes, I know Connor Christensen was our leader going into this week, so we'll have to see where you rank now.
But do want to say great job to Megan. Great to have you on the panel, and first time you find out what it's about. And
thanks for being here.
Yeah, Mr. Second Place, Mitch Vomhof. Usually I'm in your shoes,
He's
so I know how it
consistent, if
feels.
nothing else, and that's why we
I'll
love
be
him.
back
Absolutely.
to give it another shot
And in greater
at
numbers.
some indeterminate point in the future.
Exactly. All right, well, thank you, everybody. What's the Score has been a production of the Sports Quotient and Sports Radio America. Thank you to our contestants and studio audience here at the BLC studios. Our panelists this week have been Megan Landvatter, Dan Pfeifer, and Mitch Vomhof. Our social media staff this week has been Emily and Anna Reister, and our social media producers are Emily Heffler and Erica Hill. Our theme was composed by Danny Hoffenstein. Our media producer is Eric Condia. Our sound engineer is Kurt Colburn. Our executive producer is Corey Plath. And the executive director of What's the Score is my beautiful wife, Liz Colburn.
I've been your game master, Josh Scheibe.
And I've been your host, Baxter Colburn. Thank you for joining us for our first ever live show. We'll hope to do more in the future. We'll see you next time on What's the Score.